Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I'm here today with day 15 of Junk Journal July. Today's prompt is antique. If you would like to receive the printables that I'm about to use in this video, you can do so by going down in the description, clicking the link, and signing up, and I will email them to you as well as all the future printables for this project. So, all right, so with that said, I think we should just hop right in here. I thought we would do a couple of easy projects today. One of the things I thought would be fun to do would be to kind of make little mini scrappy notebooks, kind of like the waterfall ones, but a little bit different, as like for page embellishments. And then also we'll do a couple other different types of page embellishments. So things that you can attach to like the edge of a page or the top of a page or whatever, just to give it a little something extra. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I have today. So for the first project, which is, you know, that's going to be my little bit of an easier project. I have one of the journal cards from the Printable kit. I have a piece of this really lovely pink fabric with this lace trim here that I got from 1924 Linen. I did get some new, she has a subscription, so I have a subscription to her stuff. So she sends out, I think I have one every other month right now. But she sends out little packages of linens to you, and these are the ones I got today. And I have to tell you, the colors in this one are insane. I need to make an orange journal like right now. In fact, wait till you guys see what I have planned for next month. This is going to be perfect for that. But I did pull the pink lace out of this bundle. That's kind of mostly pinks and purples. It's just everything in these is so pretty and so usable. I've been using these, you know, throughout the whole Junk Journal July situation, and like, I don't know, I just love getting these. It's such like, it's a fun thing to have, and there's just enough of it. Like, there's not too much of it. There's just enough of every single piece to make a couple of things, and it's just, I just love it. So I thought I would show this to you guys really quickly because, I mean, the colors in this one are amazing. I mean, look at those. And there's just like, it's such a pretty variety. I mean, I cannot wait to use this one. It's such a pretty variety of things. I mean, look at this. Oh, I just love it. Okay. Anyway, I had to share just because I'm so in love with this. I'm so in love with these colors. I mean, yeah. Wait till you guys see. I have some stuff planned for next month that this will come in very handy for. So, okay. So now that I'm showing you my linens, we can move on. I was just very excited about them. Okay, so she always sends like little bonus bits and pieces in with your stuff when you get your bundle. And this one came with a quote. It says, "The best way to keep good acts in memory is to repeat them." And it's Cato is the attribution. I am going to use this in my spread today because I think that's a lovely sentiment, and it's just perfect for what I want to do. So, okay, so like I said, I have the journal card. I have a piece of pretty fabric. I'm going to use the papers from the kit. I actually printed them with borders, so I just have to trim that. And I have a piece of glassine. So I'm going to use these items here to make like 2 little scrappy notebooks. Oh, and I have these brads, which are borderline ugly, but really say antique to me. I'm hoping they're going to look okay in this mix. They're quite large, but, you know, but I think they do say antique. So I thought I would use those too. So let's get to ripping some paper and putting together our little mini notebooks. I definitely want to use some, I want them to be like, you know, this is a good width for like what I was thinking for the little scrappy notebooks. So I just thought I would rip some paper, and I'm going to rip off my borders as well, since I forgot to print borderless, because I was messing with my printer yesterday to change the percentage of the, or change the scale of the print size. So, but this just works. This is fine anyway, because I didn't need them necessarily to be borderless. Actually, you know what? I think I'll do it the other way here. And then I'm going to take a piece out of this other collage paper. And let's see. I want to go with mostly neutrals for this one. Here we go. So that, you know, this can kind of go anywhere in the journal. Okay, I didn't print anything on the back of these, so I need to put something on the back of them still. So I'll do that too. I probably should have done it before I ripped the papers, but I think you can really do it at any time. Oh, and I want a piece of glassine for this notebook as well. I really love this stuff. I don't know why. It's a little bit shiny and it's crackly. It's just great. All right, so let's see here. I'm not sure about my lengths yet. I can always stencil on this too. So I just need to figure out how I want my stuff to go in here. I definitely want my lace to be sticking out at the bottom. So I'm just going to take off some pieces and save them, because I'm going to do some other little clusters later for some page embellishments. So I think I can totally make use of those. Okay, and I want to use this. Okay, but the way I'm going to use it is I am going to rip it to get just the middle part of this image out of it, so that it fits the size of the notebook. And also, I kind of want it to look like it came from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like it's not a printable. So I'm changing the shape of it, you know, I'm changing the size of it so that it's more irregular and looks maybe like a scrap that someone saved from somewhere. And I think I might be able to utilize those pieces later too. Maybe I'll do this one this way too. Okay, now we need to do a little bit of inking here to get these inked up. And, oh, I'll probably add some trim of some sort to this. I have a huge pile of stuff. I kind of like reorganized my desk a little bit this afternoon. So I just collected up all the things that I've been tearing and ripping for the past 2 weeks and put them in one pile so that I have them, you know, to pull from. I have one of the wax seals. I think I might have taken it out of my journal. I'm not sure. Or I had an extra one. Here as well. Okay, there's that. I'll move these guys out of the way. I need to figure out what to do with the back of those. I have these. I have this. I think I need this to be a little bit less wide. It might be a little short now too. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be a little smaller. But that's okay, because I kind of wanted this on the front. Okay, so let's take a look at how this goes together. I think I might add like a piece of like tea stained paper in here as well. I'm going to put this on top, I think. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more off of this and hopefully be more careful. And let's make, now I can't tell which way this one went. I think it went like this. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter too. Okay, I want to put this on top. Let me see if I can punch this. I would love this to have like a nice edge on the bottom. Sometimes this stuff, actually, you know what? Sometimes this stuff punches really well and sometimes it does not. So one way to make sure it's going to punch well is to stick it in there with another piece of paper. And let's hope it doesn't get jammed, because this one likes to get jammed. Okay, it only got a little bit jammed, so good there. And then good here. Okay, so I got that. That gives me a nice little edge here to stick out the bottom. Okay, so let's see how this looks. This is going here. This one's going to go here. This whole thing is going on here. Now you can do this one of two ways. Like you can do, if you wanted to, you could put like the lip over the top, you know. I'm not going to do that on this one. All right, I'm going to add a piece of tea stained paper to this. Okay, and then ink. This is very lightly tea stained paper, but at least it takes the ink really, really well. Okay, so let's lay these down and see how we like them. so I just redid that rip there. So it'd be a little bit shorter, so the whole thing is like nicely staggered throughout the whole little scrappy notebook. And then this is the kind of thing that you can just like clip to a page, you know. We're going to do that in a second. Find a good page and we're going to clip this to it. It's just like a raggy little, you know, embellishment that has lots of layers. It has movement. You could write in it if you wanted. You could stick ephemera in here. You could, you know, you could do a variety of things to it. I'm trying to make it look like I did not carefully place these all together. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. But, okay. And then I'm going to punch a hole in this and put the brad through it. I think I might just use my crocodile for that. Hopefully the hole won't be too big. I've never actually punched a hole in fabric before, so this should be interesting. You could sew across the top of this too if you wanted. I was trying to make this one easy though. So, well, that worked. Like, that was no problem for that. I'm going to put this brad in here. That. And this could even go, like, you know, you could turn it this way as well. One of the things I was thinking about trying to do, I got a piece of, I wasn't sure, like, I wanted to put, like, a little bit of something at the top, like, tie, like, a little string or something onto the top of this. I'm not sure if this is going to look goofy or not, so let's see. I wanted to use twine, but like I said, my twine is so thick. I need to see if I can find some thinner twine somewhere. Like, so you could have a little bow on top of this as well. And then if you wanted to, we could even add some charms to that. Is that too much? I don't know, you guys tell me if that's too much or not. We could even put, where is it? There it is. I have this little antiquities thing, you know, from the printable pack. And this would be, well, we could put this on here as like a little embellishment. Okay, hopefully, let's see here. I'm going to use, oh, if I know where it is, I'm going to use, oh, yep, I do. The tiny attacher. It loves to wander around and get lost. It's so handy that I like to use it for. So now I have a little cute little raggy notebook, which I actually adore. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do here. Let's put this in here. I was thinking about this page for it when I was making it. So I can clip that in here. Let me grab a paper clip. And we can just, I'm going to go underneath the first page of it here and clip it to, this is clipping to the back of yesterday's spread. But now we have a nice little, I'm not sure about the background on this page. You guys let me know what you think, if I should find a new home for it. But I wanted to pick out the pink on here. I'm gonna look and just see really quickly. Oh, maybe do you think it would look better on that page? Let's see. It might be because it's more nature-y on the other side. And then you can kind of spread this out too if you wanted to get it to because that really picks up on that right there. There's a little purple over here. I'm just going to take a quick look-see here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it. What do you guys think? Let me know. I can always move it if I wanted to. And I can always put something else on this page too if I wanted to. Like a little collage or collage paper or just a pocket. This is a little floppy, so it probably won't go into a pocket. But this would also be really good for a page flip. This, like a fabric like this. Okay, so that's our first one. And let's do another one. That was our, I guess, easy one. I don't plan to make anything really difficult today, so I just thought it would be fun to do like a little fun play around with like the scraps and stuff that we have left over from, you know, the past couple of days. And I just punched this when I punched the thing. I'm gonna finish punching it so that I can use this, because I thought, well, I want to do another kind of vertical collage, like on the, which day was it? Oh, it was the day that we did the one with the door. Was that hidden? Yeah, it was this one. I did put Yates's name on the door, so when you open it up, you see his quote. But I want to do another one of these vertical collages just on one of these pages. And the other thing I thought too, it might be fun to do is a couple of collages just on random pages. Just go through and do a couple small collages throughout here. And just as like small page embellishments instead of like doing like going all out on one page, because I realize that going all out on one page is not as practical in terms of like when you're, you know, making a journal. Like usually you don't go all out on one page like 25 times, you know, like you have a couple all out pages, and then you have a couple pages that are, you know, less decorated, and then a couple pages that are plain. So it's kind of balanced throughout the journal. So I thought maybe I'd try a couple of just page embellishments today, because I definitely want what we're doing here to be practical as well as, you know, pretty and fun. You know, like these are practical things that we can add to any journal, not just a junk journal July video. And like this is like such a great crafting experiment, but like, you know, we're always making journals, so it's fun to have techniques that we can use all the time. Okay, I totally did not do the greatest job punching that, but okay, I'm just gonna let that one go. Okay, so let's look at what we've got to do. I guess I called it a vertical collage, but it might be a horizontal collage, because it's literally going this way. Okay, so this is the back of the page of what we just put in there. We could use this one. Okay, so let me get our stuff here. I've got a huge pile of it. I also thought this would be good for antique, so I did pull that one out too. I pulled out a bunch of different ones. And then lots of different like strips of paper. If you guys have any offcuts from, you know, printing the printables, those would be good too. And I have a bunch of journal cards printed as well, just in case. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, because I thought this also, like if we, you know, glue the strips like I did, it could be a good background for like a focal image, you know? All right, so I'll stop talking and get to work here. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna start pulling out little strips, and we can glue them down and see what happens. I might do a little bit of inking. That's, which day did I use that for my, for my waterfall notebook and for something else. Like, I had this, I got so much use out of that piece of fabric. Okay, I have one piece of this left. Let's see. I have this. This is just all stuff that I found on my desk or in my drawer. So some of it you may recognize and some of it you might not. Like, that's a piece of ribbon. That's from the waterfall day too. Okay, these are... Okay, so I think before I do this, I need to get something to hold my journal open. Okay, so I made good use of my twine. So I've got that ready to go. And let me just... Some of these I'm going to rough up. Because I like to have a little bit of texture in the, like, rows or layers of this. And I think I'll just start gluing and see what happens. I'm going to start with this graph piece and start with it kind of in the middle because this is pretty long. And then I can mix in some washi tape, some pieces of lace, stuff like that. This is a good catch-all spread, you know, like it's good for catching like all the bits and pieces of stuff that you've already used. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this, the way that it looks on the page. I think it's minimal, but maximal, if that makes sense. I think I might need something around the edge, and I don't know if that's just going to be to darken it, if that will do it, but I feel like this says, like, it's pretty chill, but it's still decorated, if that makes sense. And I don't know. I love doing these. I love the way it comes out. I love the way it looks. I think it looks amazing. And which is crazy, but you know, I can also paint the edge. I need to think about it. Can you guys give me some thoughts in the comments about whether or not you think I should do some sort of border on this, if I should just leave it alone? Originally I thought, well, maybe a focal, you know, you could put a focal image on it, but I don't like it. So maybe if I had incorporated the image into it first, it would look okay, but I don't like it just plopped on top. So yeah, I would really appreciate hearing your guys' thoughts on that. You know, like what you think about it in terms of like how it fits into the whole journal, you know, that sort of thing. This would be a great end of the project page to do because it's got all different strips of paper, right? And you know, you're going to obviously have lots of things that you've cut. So I think it would be a great end of the project type of a thing. So I also thought, you know, this one is like probably like my main page spread, but like I could also do one of these on one of these pages, just to, let's see here, what are we looking at? Like I was thinking of doing a vertical one that's just a page edge and not like the focal point at the beginning of the page, which is kind of my idea going into this. But then once I started this, it just completely went off the rails. So, because, you know, I feel like you could do these like in the corners, like small ones, just like down here in the corner, and then just leave the rest of the page for writing or, you know, whatever the journal is going to be used for. I'm trying to think what page I think this would be good on. I kind of think this one here. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to do it. I'm going to incorporate it into my little tie down here. I really would need to work on the edge of the page though, so maybe I cannot tie it down. So I'm going to turn it. Oh, that's going to be probably hard for the camera to get. Maybe I won't use that one. Sorry. I'll use this one. Okay, let's do a simple page edge one here with some vertical stuff. And I did pull out a couple pieces when I was doing this that were, you know, more vertically oriented, so I could have them for this. This is, I think this is a journal card, but now it's collage fodder, so... Gonna tear this, and then this one here I think I can use too. I just want to do like a quick one here just for experimentation's sake here, just for like, oh, how could we use this practically day to day if we were just, if say we're decorating a journal for a gift or whatever, and we don't want to decorate every single page all crazy. You know, because you want the recipient to be able to do that. Like, what could you add to the pages on the edge just to kind of give that little bit of get started, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes a blank page can be intimidating, but like if there's already a little cluster or something on there, then perhaps it will be a lot easier to get started on that page. I think this is the perfect candidate for the edge, and I'm going to get my glue stick, which I knocked over, and put this on the edge with that so it glues it, you know, the whole thing. As opposed to leaving, like, when you, the other glue, the wet glue, it doesn't cover it completely. Right, so I'm going to do this on the edge here, just like that. And then decide what other components that I might want to include. Like if I have a little fabric, always softens it up a little bit. I still have a little bit left of this stuff. I think I might put my book page down here. I wish it was a little bit longer. I'm just gonna look over here. I do have this piece of map page left over. I ripped this for something. I'm not sure what. I'm wondering if I can get a nice piece out of this. Okay, I can use that, but I cannot put those two papers next to each other. So let's get ourselves a piece of equalizing brown paper here. I noticed like the Amazon paper comes in shades. So like sometimes you'll get darker and sometimes you'll get lighter. I just got like a huge amount of it. And I can't, what did they send me? I can't even remember what I bought. But they love to send like one thing in a box that is gigantic. I'm always knocking this over. This way. I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter and have that go on top here. I'll just put a little extra glue. Just go on top here. And then we can find a piece of, do I have that any of that paper lace left? That was pretty good. I also have a piece of graph paper here. Because I don't want this to be too wide. I'm already worried about how wide it's getting. Because I just want it to be like on the edge there for just minimal addition to the page. So it doesn't even take that many pieces of paper to get here. So these you could just go through at the end and do like a couple and just get any like, you know, when you go through and you're like, okay, well, what areas still need some some love. Yeah, right there. It also is a good way of like bringing cohesion to your journal, because you know you're doing like little callbacks of different patterns from different pages. I didn't actually end up working this guy in. I did have I do have these like little stamps that I cut out, which are cute, but I don't think it's right for right here. Like I need something else on here, so I'm not really good at working hearts into my stuff. But like this now, okay, so I think that's pretty good. And like I can leave it like that and then come back to this page and either add something else or add a pocket or add a tag or clip something to the top, or just leave it like this and just have it for a page for writing or drawing or whatever else happens in a journal, you know. And you could go through and just kind of look for pages that need a little extra something and just add these little clusters on, because you could just as easily do like a small vertical one here and that would give you just like a little something something on the corner, you know. And you could even start with a piece this big and just layer on top of it if you wanted to, or you could go with the smaller piece and just stick it on there. I was wondering, I was just like thinking about it today, like, okay, so the first time I wanted to do Junk Journal January was like the year before that I actually did it. And the way that I actually did it was just by like being like, hey, do you all want to do it too? And that like got me to do it, right? Because it's hard to do it if it's just you alone, you know, and you're like, what am I doing? But I made a journal for that. And that journal I never used. They still have it. It's still blank. And it's full of blank pages. I didn't do decorated pages like this. And I don't know if that was why I never ended up doing Junk Journal January, or do you guys think that would be a fun challenge to do it like that? To like maybe have only blank pages, not like white pages, but just pages that are blank. And like more like, you know, like these pages versus these pages. Although mine are literally blank. They're like white or tea-dyed, I think. They might be, I can't remember. I'll have to go look at it. But, you know, I don't know. I thought, would you guys be interested in a challenge like that for next January? Or even for like any project, I guess, actually. More plainer pages. Do you guys like to have these decorated pages, or do you like to have them like this, or do you want to have them like solid plain? I always think about these things during the day. I especially think about them when I'm making the printables, because I'm always thinking about like, oh, how are we going to use this, you know? I probably should use this stuff on the fabric, huh? This piece of fabric has gotten so much life. It might even be in Index X as well. I'm not sure. I wish I had stamped. I wish I had cut these butterflies out of something other than just graph paper. I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing it. I think I might have been using paper that was like left over from something else. Oh, let's cut that. There we go. And that's why they're all, this one's not. I think they'd be more usable if they were on an actual, like, oh, that's funny, that's graph paper. They would be more usable if they were on like a different paper. I don't want to cover up this too much. It could use a little color maybe. Let's try this. Or maybe lace. Maybe that's what it needs. You could make these into tuck spots too. I wish I'd thought of that ahead of time. You know, just so that, you know, like you could tuck something in the corner there. I need a little something else for this. This is blue, I don't like that. I'm gonna keep trying. Maybe if it's like that. Let's see. Okay, after this I'll be done, I promise. Maybe just a little bit smaller. No, maybe I made it too small. I don't know. I'm gonna glue it on there anyway. I think I could still add more to this page, but like, I like the fact that it's just got this little, I don't know what you call it, cluster probably on the bottom here, and you know, it gives the page weight. It looks like it got love. You know, it could still have other stuff on it, like, you know, if you had like this hidden paper clip could go up here, you know, and you could still add other things to the page. It's not like taking over it, but it's still at the same time, it's you know, it's doing something. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Okay, so there's that. And we have our other one, which is back behind the twine here. Oh, here's our little notebook that we made here that like flips out. And then, oh, this is our little page decoration here. Where did I put my other one? Oh, it's on the back of this one. There we go. All right, I hope you guys crafted along with me today. I hope you had fun, and I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you. I appreciate your comments below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for script. So we'll see what we'll do tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and please, if you don't mind, would you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll do more crafting.